Hello everyone and welcome back to another Heartwell dev stream, the live stream series where I continue to develop this adorable Souls-like action RPG with platform enhance and branching narrative. If you find these dev streams interesting or helpful, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and boop that bell button to stay notified. Now, on the last dev stream, we spent a lot of time connecting the level segments together, and we got pretty far, all things considered. I mean, if we're looking at the right half of the dungeon, so we have two floors here, a higher floor and a lower floor, all of which have a interconnectedness to them. And yeah, also hello, Topper Nicholson. Thank you so much for dropping by. How's it going? So, the plan for tonight's dev stream, since we were working on level design last stream, is to continue level design. So we focused a lot on the right side of the map here. So for tonight's stream, we'll be focusing more on the left side of the map, which had a bit more going on to begin with, but we'll try to build that out. And if that goes well, try to focus on some of the later stuff in the dungeon, and then go from there. As for what I've been doing off stream, so I've been are you okay, Topper Nicholson? You just keep spamming a bunch of random letters in chat. Just saying. As for what I've been up to off stream, I've been drawing a lot of fair enough, Topper Nicholson. Welcome. Yep. As for what I've been doing off stream, it's all been Transacted today. Hello, Brett Gore. Thanks for dropping by, man. How you been? Hope you're all doing well. So, as for what I've been doing off stream, I've been working on a bunch of different character animations for an interactive cutscene, which I'm not going to show because, again, that all ties into the cutscene itself. What I will show, however, not this. This is just the normal, our normal testing area. But the interactive cutscene I've been making fantastic progress on that. So if we go over here, boop, we have a little room now, and like all the dialogue options and dialogue are fully implemented at this point, as is the room. So if I run the frame, we have a little area here. It'll be set up for the interactive cutscene. Now, it's not set to automatically do things yet, because I don't have all the animations quite yet for Dorothy and another character that will be in the scene. But this is the area. And I'm really excited to keep working on this off-stream. And with that, we'll close on out of Multimedia Fusion and head straight for Tile to continue our quest to connect all the levels on the left side of the dungeon. Oh, cool, Record. That sounds
All right.
That sounds good.
I'll tell you the truth.
Cool. Two characters that actually take from all, and the others being mostly one-dimensional. Okay, fair enough. Yep. It's all a balance. I mean, everyone has their own preferences. Me personally, I like to, in my view, if there's a named character in a game, they should do something. It doesn't necessarily have to be massive, because after all, not every character can be a main character. But they should have some reason for being where they are, and do stuff beyond just splurt random RPG stuff. That's just my view on characters, at least. If I look at the plan we have here,
Very much alike.
C1 to C2, which we have the key. Leads to the locked door, too.
Remember all the happy times we had?
Interesting. Okay. Okay, fair enough, Rick. They have an actual backstory. That sounds good. Oh, I wish you the best luck with your world building then, Rekor.
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
I think it would be a good idea, now that I'm looking at the way this area is designed, you put a door that the player is likely to walk by. Let's see here. Would the door fit there or here? Okay, for instance, there will be a guy who occasionally shares information. He's basically trying to understand what leads some civilizations to thrive, and... Okay, okay. Okay, sounds interesting, Rekor. Yep. That makes me think of, like, the sketches I do, or I should say the outlines I do for characters when I'm first starting to write them. It's definitely a fun process, world building. It's alright, Rekor. It's a good start, because even if you write only like a paragraph for a character at the start, it's something you can build off of, which is important. For sure. Gives you stuff to work with, as they say. I see. Makes sense. Good to have comedic characters. But you also have to have serious characters here and there to counterbalance that out. So that you don't overdo it on comedy. To use an example that we all know from some of the previous one of the previous challenge run streams, you can't have a fee if you don't have like a Machias. If that made sense. Like if every character was like fee there, then it would be less interesting. Ooh, the perfect space dance in every way. That sounds hilarious, Rekor. I think you need to do a lot with that concept. A wish fulfillment fantasy. Oh dear. Let's see here. Your name here, Mary Sus. As a oh yeah, yes, I approve. Mary Sus is a Mary Sue. That's fantastic. That's amazing. I like it. Yes, so much yes. 10 out of 10. Best character name of the month. That'll work. Yeah, keep. I'll be interested to hear how the development for those characters go, Ricker. Just, oh, for those who are wondering what I'm doing here, I want to make sure that this door is in a good spot, as I fully intend to. I might add like a lore bit here, and it might be a good way to teach the player through gameplay to have this on like a path they're likely to walk down, but in a way so where if they don't want to read it, they can just, as with many things, just go past it and not care, but at the player's own loss. So that's there. We'll need a this. Oh, you're almost done with the equipables now. That's menu. That's awesome. I remember menus can take a while to make, especially in RPGs. Ooh, the text message system. As someone who's also been working on the text message system for Heartwell Report, it'll take longer than you think it should, but once you get it set up, you can do a lot with it very quickly. Alright, so that's there. Now we can focus on the actual level design itself. Looking at the map here, T2 is up there. I actually want locked door key here to be. I think I might want to move things around a bit. Just like that. Okay. Locked door 2 is over there. Okay, there we go. This moving. We'll need some space. Oh, sorry, Raptor, I missed your message. Let me check that. You have a pacing problem if you're well designed in that your movement system will probably need people wanting to go fast, but then occasionally you need to add a slightly more challenging bit. But your freight set bit is going to slam the brakes on the pacing in a far too abrupt way. Okay. You take it that won't be a problem because Heartwell is a deliberately slower pace, like players supposed to think a bit before. Okay, those are all. There's a lot going on there, so let me try to break that down piece by piece. First, with Heartwell, I would say, yeah, it is. It's probably a slower pace than what you're designing Recor because it's a Souls-like game, so it has Dorothy has a stamina bar and all that stuff. Though, admittedly, Dorothy is faster than, say, the Chosen Undead from Dark Souls 1. I would certainly say she's slower than, like, Leia from Crosscode. Now, that being said, the... Oh, they're gonna say... Ah, right. That being said, it's designed in such a way where if the players know what they're doing, they can go through areas pretty quickly, perhaps with minimal combat. But at the same time, when they're seeing like the different areas for the first time, they'll probably want to think a bit before they engage with a room and then try to get through it, or like battle a certain section of enemies. Which is to be exactly. So basically, Dark Souls, exactly. Exactly. It's a Souls-like game after all. So, but now, going back to your previous bet, though, it's like you think you're having a pacing problem with your level design, the movement system, and people want to go fast, and you're worried that might hit the brakes. So that, I say, depends what you're trying to accomplish with the game. So I think a great example of a game that you might want to look at for teaching if you're going for more like a puzzle platformer kind of thing that happens to have combat elements would be Mirror's Edge. And the reason I say that is Mirror's Edge 1 has that problem. It has a situation where it's all about trying to maintain parkour and your speed through like different platforming puzzles. But there are sections in Mirror's Edge 1 where you're forced into just direct combat with other enemies and you have to defeat them, which, while the movement allows for creative ways to handle that combat, it does kill the pacing of the game there. However, in Mirror's Edge, I forget the name of it, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which is like a soft reboot of Mirror's Edge. Um, for all the good and bad things Mirror's Edge Catalyst does, one thing it did improve upon over the original was that pacing problem. And you might say, well, how did they do that? Since there is combat in Mirror's Edge Catalyst as well. So, in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, well, let me get some terms. So, Mirror's Edge 1, the player character could pick up some weapons off the ground from enemies, and that was what they're expected to use against the enemies. Except in rare instances where you might want to say use cliffs or tall ledges to yeet enemies off of them. But for the most part, your goal when in a combat section is to find some kind of firearm and use it against the enemy, and then you're kind of crouching and trying to deal with them almost Call of Duty style, or just first-person shooter style. However, in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, they do away with that mechanic, so you can't actually pick up any firearms in Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And when I first played that felt a bit jarring because I was used to having to pick up weapons. But the flip side to that is, in its place, they've redesigned how enemies work so that the enemies themselves are almost like parkour puzzle elements unto themselves. So, and in that regard, Mirror's Edge Catalyst does not lose its momentum when like combat comes up, and instead the combat actually just increases the stakes of that momentum-based puzzle, because now you have something to worry about. As an example, there is the basic like enemy type in Mirror's Edge Catalyst. We'll say just a officer with a baton that comes running after you. They in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, they will be positioned such where if you're maintaining your momentum, you might use that officer as a springboard to get to a higher level and keep running. Whereas, or you might be able to like wall run around them and do stuff like that. But if you fail to get that jump off, now all of a sudden you have a fight on your hands, or you have a much more challenging platforming section with someone chasing you. So what's the lesson there? The lesson there is you have to make a decision in terms of what you're expecting out of your game's combat. So if I say, how important is the game's is combat in your game, Rekor, what would your response be? Would you say it's equally as important as puzzle solving? Would you say it's more important than puzzle solving? Or would you say it's less important than puzzle solving, to the extent that it's just kind of there, but the puzzles are the main point of interest? Since depending on that answer, that will affect how you design the enemies. Here. Okay, I see, Drekor. So, you say your primary loop is basically running through areas full of obstacles and enemies, jumping around, avoiding things that can attack, and occasionally engaging in combat. It is that regular enemies shouldn't take too much of the player's time, provided the player knows how to evade their very few attacks. Okay. So, what it sounds to me then, Drekor, and please correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me like you see your enemies not so much as like a key force to be fought, but more so as an obstacle to be examined and either avoided or perhaps play an integral part in an area's puzzles. In which case, my recommendation is design the enemies as obstacles that are just, we'll say, part of the puzzle or part of the platforming challenge. And not so much where the enemies are the focal point you're expected to fight them, things like that. So, I mean, just think of the enemies as like a more dynamic puzzle piece then, and I think you'll be fine. If you can find some way to incorporate them into your puzzles in a meaningful way, all the better. Yeah. Because I mean, contrast that with Heartwell, where you can see like just the way these rooms are designed, they're specifically designed around the enemies within them. And it's clear that the enemies are play a major role in it, as they should in a Souls-like dungeon crawly, Metroidvania-ish kind of game. But you could also end up in a situation where you have more of a middle thing like Assassin's Creed, where combat plays a pretty big role, but so does hardcore and evasion. It's not like one is greater than the other, it's that they both go hand in hand. There. Perfect. Alright, now we have our down stair. Realizing a little cluttered here, so you want to compact things a bit if we can. Okay, fair enough, of course. So you're running an imaginary Dorothy through this run, so you're just trying to see, you know, boop, 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 all up there. Yep, that's part of the fun of a section like this. Simple, fun platforming, as Carl Sagan 42 would say. Seriously though, Carl Sagan 42 is a legend. That's amazing level designer for Super Mario Maker 2. You like that fish off your head? No! No! This isn't Mario Maker. You also have to appreciate that Carl Sagan 42 actively looks for, as he puts it, the hot garbage to play, which is the levels that are clearly he has some aspects that could be better. Yeah, I know, Carl's a real sweetheart until he makes his evil levels. Are you sure about that, Duckward? Like, I think DGR is a bigger target for troll levels than Carl is, but fair enough. There's an entire community of like large YouTubers in the Mario Maker community that love troll levels and making levels, and Carl Sagan's definitely a big factor in that. But let's face it, if you want reactions to trolls, DGR's the guy. Like, he's a lot better at playing Mario Maker than he gives himself credit for, but at the same time, he's also DGR, and like, if you've watched DGR's videos, you know that DGR fails in ways that only DGR can, and it's amazing. As an example, I think when DGR was playing Carl Sagan's one of Carl Sagan's ROM troll hacks, there was like a 1 in 256 chance that like a glitch would happen and a person wouldn't get an ending after doing the final section of the ROM hack. And guess who got that glitch? That was DGR, which was the most DGR ending to that section you could possibly imagine. Exactly. Every one of those is a chance for glory. Or how about the DGR guarantee? That's always great. It's like the DGR guarantee has like a 30% chance of working or something like that. I know, right, Grekor? I really enjoy watching Mario Maker 2, even though I've not once played it. And that's because I enjoy level design and just all the memes and the shenanigans that go on. Okay. Now that we finally did all that, I feel comfortable going to the under level. Start doing some design work here. Okay. So at the moment, I'm just going to leave that there as like a reference, and we'll use this set to build our levels off of it. Now I did leave that section alone because it is the part of the connector section, and we also have to be careful because we need to connect it back up to here eventually. Time to send Dorothy to CP1. Yeah, no. You know what's ironic about the way we've designed this level? Sorry, the first dungeon here. So, for those of you who are in chat here, you notice anything about the save points in this dungeon? Or should I say save point singular? I've worked so hard to have everything circled back and using circular level design principles in designing this tutorial dungeon that so far there's only been one save point. And I think that's amazing. Like, because it effectively means like you'll be going through this, then you're like, oh, I'm back at the alternate record again. How did I get back here? It'll definitely give some cohesiveness to this dungeon, though. Just having everything kind of circle back to here. It's like, good luck, fate. Yep. It makes me excited, though. Because, I mean, if this were a more linear game, there wouldn't even be these branching paths. You just go down a single thing, you have a save point before a boss, bada bing, bada bum. But here, on the other end, is at Bad Record, this is much better level design because it all circles back and it's much more intricate. Makes me excited. Okay. So, we go down C3, locked door, and an exit. Is at the record. And the other thing that's cool about you know, just circular level design is the fact that you can see future areas as you're going through places. So, in the case of here, it's like as you're going through here through a shortcut, you see a later level just off in the distance because, I mean, it all circles back. It's so cool that way. And you also use this much more of the space. I mean, just look how much of this space is filled with stuff to do. Like, very few blank spaces or just straight lines. It's all there. But yeah, enough about gushing what we've done before. Let's focus on the levels itself. So, at least according to my map here, we need a locked door that connects to exit 1. And to that end, exactly, Drekor. It does make the world more believable. That's true, Drekor. And if you actually try to map out Dark Souls 2 to like overlay levels, they do actually merge on top of each other, which is not a sign of good, we'll say, overarching level design. Which is one of the reasons why people think Dark Souls 2 takes place in a dream, because the level, like the level layouts just don't make any sense. They would have to intertwine with run over each other. With the worst example, of course, being the Iron Keep, I think. Yeah. Though, I think, if I'm being honest, I think Dark Souls 3 is... It shows on Dead's Awakening. I think Dark Souls 3's overall level design is just a little bit worse than Dark Souls 2. But to be fair, I think like individual dungeons are well designed in both games. It's just the interconnected nature of things is lost. So the one thing that Dark Souls 2 has over Dark Souls 3 is that it does like have a bit more interconnectedness between the areas than Dark Souls 3 has. Dark Souls 3 is almost purely a straight line with a couple of branching off points for specific areas. Yeah, Bearer of the Cursed Awakening. Okay. D3 is one that's about to route by 3 rattlesnakes at a high elevation. Oh, it's yes, this level. This level's a perfect introductory section, I think. And you're saying, Antomicx, which level are you talking about? Hold on. When you see the level, you'll know. This one. I really like this one because it's very simple, but it also mixes together two very simple enemy types to make it a bit more interesting. Agreed, Rector. I'm excited to see how this one turns out. And it's perfect too, just like you walk down here and it's like if you're on this lower level you have nothing to worry about, so you can see this coming. So let's copy that. Whoops, I'm on the wrong level. Copy that. Underground layer 1. Okay. I'm thinking of the way this is laid out, and I'm noticing, chat, that let me see the overworld real quick. Yeah. So we have to keep this center line kind of clear for the the other section. So we'll use that as a reference point to try as like, thou shall not pass this until a certain point in the design. And according to our notes, oh dear, we are going to have to rethink this a little bit. I think, well, actually, with the way C3 is designed, it does sort of loop to the left, so we could actually move A3 and C6 to the left here, which would give us more space to work with. Let me just map things out a bit here. And the other thing is, because this is a platformer, we could just have A4 run over a path. So there. Having a run over is not a bad thing because, again, it's we can just have it so that you have to like jump over it or something like that. Actually, no, maybe have a. Oh, actually, better, yeah, I just, wait. Nope. Okay. We have it, like, circle around like this, so upstairs one kind of in the middle here. Base. There's upstairs, but it's like we're kind of like circling around ourselves here. Hey, welcome back, Dr. Mickelson. We're on the lower level, working on some more daunting level design because as the levels get more intricate, it becomes a bit more challenging to try and intertwine them all together in a meaningful way. But we'll get there. That's one of the benefits of these dev streams, is that there's no time limit. We're just working on what matters. I just have to circle back to room 4. So what we do again, we'll just have it circle around like this. Bane out of just go around the stairs. Same thing with over here. We're going to need to redesign this area so that it's not going to the right. Unless we want to have a hallway that just pushes everything to the left here. Which we honestly could do. Well, to that end, let's try at least doing this upper half first, see where that gets us, and then we can focus on this lower half, because this lower half's going to be a lot going on. So, first the upper half. E3. Not going any further than this. Okay, what I think we do We'll modify our level here just a wee bit. Put this here. Yeah, want to give ourselves plenty of space over to the right. And we could also do something like this, have the player start down here, but I don't want that because then the player can't really see the snacks coming. Let's go with that. Okay. Then all we do here. Take that. Boop, boop. Boop. All right. I don't really know. How did you like the anime watch yesterday? I didn't like it at all, Copper Nichols. To be fair, I didn't watch it in super depth. I only like watched it on mute while I was occasionally while I was working on some stuff for Heartwell. I'm trying to think if this makes sense. As they walk down here, they're going to see this. Well, let's try to bring the other levels together. So C3 is there. Kind of doing it down like this does give us a bit more wiggle room. Yeah. Okay, that would make it a bit more compact, which would be nice. We'll see. So next up is you have to C4 and A4, which ones then? Alright, to each their own, Copper Nicholson, to each their own. So we just did C3. We need the fourth one. Goes to the right of 4. Okay, so it's that room. I know which room that is. And that's like a very large room. The focus is on moving towards the right. And the other one. Oh, before I forget, we got our enemies copied over. There you go. Anyway, copying over the room we want is this one. Which we think could be more like an interconnecting sort of level. Does need to start from pretty high up though. Well, to be fair, this room could be redesigned. It's we should, just because it is a bit confusing at the moment. Won't take too long. Originally it was a little bit different. There we go. All right, that's better. Now actually, bring that over. There it is. Okay. Okay, so we actually need to do the classic Dark Souls, there's a cliff in the distance, how do we get it, sort of thing. And C6 is... that one, okay. That maze... Okay. Circles around like that. Didn't know what to do. If it circles into C4, that just means it needs to circle into the connecting hallway. We're like here, maybe? Yeah. like around here, I want to say. Dancing hallways up there. That's the next one place, so A4 and C6, and then think about where we can have that item come up. So A4 is, I'm assuming one of the Cobra tunnel, sorry, rattlesnake tunnels. Yep. Another rattlesnake tunnel. 10 to 20 of them. Okay. That would be this one. Somewhere like there. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Perhaps Copper Nicholson. I prefer just to be inspired by things that people put a lot of effort into and give their best effort, and it turns out, turns into something beautiful. Why I look to games like Heartwell and Stardew Valley for inspiration. Not Heartwell, to Undertale and Stardew Valley for like inspiration for things like that. Stuff that took a lot of effort and love to become the masterpiece that it is. Have our enemies. Where are they? Snacks, they're there. There we go. Be a bit more diabolical, just force the player to go down there unless they carefully want to make it a jump. Okay, no problem. Copper and Nicholson, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you have an awesome night. Now it's time, Rektor, to get the Maroon correctly C6 is. Yep, is that one. The Diabolical Room, or one of the Diabolical Rooms. The room of that is chaos in its purest form. This room. So exactly, the Diabolical Snack Start Room. This is why it's a side area. It's a side area for a reason. The Diabolical Snack Room, as it's known.
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
I would love it to be like more over here is the issue. So we can see things.
Remember all the happy times we
Okay, I think I know what to do. We'll put it around here. Or, no, better yet. Put the Diabolical Snack Room around here.
They're very much alike.
We'll adjust the height here, just a smidge. So.
remember all the happy times we had.
Yeah, taller room.
They're very much alike. All right. I'll tell you the truth.
All right. So, you made the room just a smidge taller, and I'd say, Antomicx, why did you do that? Because if it's taller, then we can actually force the player to have to like jump over an area they previously went to, without having them have like some way to glitch themselves up here super as far as I'm aware at least, so they can hop across. and making better use of our space. And I might actually want to move it once below. Down? Okay. Put it down there. Yep, that's already making more sense because now we can mess around a bit. The only thing I want to make sure of before I start drawing a path here is that there's enough space for a hallway here, which I think there is. But okay, yeah, there is. This is where things can start to connect up again. So 3, 3, 3, 3. All the threes. Like that. around. Probably need to throw in a stair somewhere just to make sure it all makes sense. Or actually what we could do is if we just use stairs here, we can lower the elevation. Makes it easier on ourselves. So, like that. And just like that, yeah, the whole idea of tempting the player. The player comes around this hallway, they see an item up here, they can't get it. That's because they have to come from that way. Okay, fair enough, Record. That's fine. And this item is... healing charge. Alright. Alright, so that's a healing charge. Healing charge. And then it's up there just to tempt the player, but they can't quite get it. Unless they go the proper way. Let's just grab the enemies real quick. Grabbing these. Okay. I think the only thing left is the lever. In that one section. Yep, lever and a door. Okay. Okay. I want to move it down just one. Just one. I think that the enemies have appeared. Need to remedy that. This easily fits though. Got it. Alright. Out of curiosity, Rector, what you working on at the moment? logical thing to do, stuff I need to do in the future. Or pencil puzzles on the internet. Okay. That's interesting. Guessing you're writing this stuff in notes somewhere, Gregor? Oh, awesome. Sounds interesting. Well, be sure to let me know how it goes. Always interested to hear others work on their games. Ah, fair enough, Record. For sure. And speaking of piecing things together, bada bing, bada bum, we have a section. Just, it's all connected. And it uses most of the space. Thanks, Record. So, in case you're wondering where we're at now, we are here. Just kind of finishing up this spot. I need a place where this can loop back to upstairs 5 and C6. And I'm thinking the logical thing to do is going to be I have to loop around here, I think. Yep. The stairs are going to have to be around here somewhere. And it needs to be looped back to, which is going to make this design very intriguing. Very intriguing indeed. Where's the... Okay. I put like a door here. Stairs here. Need a space for a door. So there's plenty of space to get to the well. That ought to be here or here. Put it there. Actually, no, I can't. There's stuff there. I did put here would probably be a bit cleaner. What is the next one? B1? Oh, B1 we could put anywhere. B1's easy. Yeah, B1's just a simple Cobra situation. I think. Yep. Alright. I guess we have B1B around here. Okay. Ah, fair enough, Drakor. It's good to practice. I'm thinking we put it around here. If we do it that way. Actually, there-ish. Then we could do something like this. We're supposed to need a key to open the way here. Even do something like that to bring in the previous area. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. So key 6 is to get to that one area. I may have mistaken the level design. That's easily remedied. Actually makes this a bit easier so we can place this a bit more where we want. The lever door. So... about where this will end up. Okay. We'll want to redesign this spot then. Yeah. That there. Move that around. Will allow us to do some good stuff over here. Bada bing, bada boom. A lever. here. This over here. That'll do. Oh, I agree, Gregor. This song's very relaxing. Why it's, I think, good level design music. Put this just a bit further down here to signify that it is door. Bada bing, bada boom. We have one of the classic Dark Souls. Okay, no problem, Record. But as you can see, just very briefly, we have one of our class. Well, it's almost there. Just remedy this real quick. And there we go. We now have one of our classic Dark Souls 1 shortcuts. So you'll notice, come down here, we're doing all this stuff, and there's this stairwell up here, which leads to here, lever door, back to the main area. So, once again, it all circles back together. And this acts as sort of like a midpoint for this section, because the player here ends up dying, they respawn, they jump back over here, then they can just come to these stairs to kind of start back here, as opposed to having to go through all of this shenanigans again. Oh, I agree, Record. I think shortcuts are one of the most satisfying things to find in Dark Souls. Okay. So up next is going to be just a simple Cobra run, Cobra introductory run, which I'm sure we can get implemented pretty quickly. Before we do that, I think this will be a good spot to take a break, so don't worry guys, I'll be right back. Alright chat, welcome back. So, we're about to enter an introductory Cobra area. I think the other one was over here. Go to Cobra area, yep. So, simple room. Present the Cobra in a controlled environment. I think we'll do something similar here. We'll add some stairs. Actually, no, we don't really need stairs here. It's a simple enough room. There's also a little drop down. And according to the notes, B1 to C7. Alright. C7 is too long rectangle on the left and right platform. Okay. Let's try row 2. Let's. I know where we are. D7 is. I know one it is. I just need to find it. Not that one. That one. That one. So this is the room. Which, oddly enough, is not a room that would be too difficult to reverse. Looking at it, especially since C7 needs to connect to C8 and a lever door. Okay. Okay. We'll do a little rearranging here, chat, because we want it to kind of move more to the this word direction. There, like so. Give ourselves plenty of room. The lever door can actually be upward, just looking at the way the map's laid out. And C9 is... Oh, it's that super long one. Okay. Yeah. So C9's the super long one. We need a lot of space for that. So it's going to have to be to the left. Just by its very design. In fact... I may actually want to get that level in first, because it does need to loop back to here. And there is the legitimate concern that if it's not properly placed, it is going to not allow for one to easily get back to here. Let's grab that first. This is such a massive one. What did I... Wait. Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. Yeah, look at this. This is awesome. It's a mini map. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I didn't know this existed. It says it right there in Antomicx, but still, like, look at this. This is cool. A nice little overview of stuff. But they accidentally zoomed in a bit. Okay. That's so cool, though. That's actually an excellent point, Grecor. This, if I ever did need a mastering, this would be a great way to create it. That being said, I don't have any intentions of making one. Just because, you know, in keeping with Dark Souls 1's idea, I think it would be cool to be able to have the level so intricately connected and to not offer any sort of fast travel, either at all or at least for a while, to really force the player to figure out how to navigate through the world. Because one of the things I love about Dark Souls 1 is because of the way the levels are designed and the fact that you don't get fast travel until as like a late game reward, you really do get to learn the areas really intently, because you want to always figure out the most efficient ways to get from where you currently are and where you want to go. And I want a similar sort of thing to happen with Heartwell, where like the player will reach a point where they'll probably be able to imagine just a path in their mind about how to get from one side of the map to the other. To that end, you will need to use this. This absolutely massive section. Wait a minute. Okay. I have idea as whether it will work. I am going to try something. I am not sure if it will work, but I think it is worth trying. it's kind of overlaying it like this. So the player actually sees this area kind of interspliced on top of things. So let's actually... Here, what am I grabbing? That work? Ooh, I kind of like that, honestly. Like, I obviously have to clean this spot up, but still, like the idea of being in like this massive room that actually has multiple sections in the same spot. I like that. I do like that. To that end, see what we can do here. But now that I'm realizing to make that work, I do need to be careful, because this is kind of a reset area. You don't want to reset up to here, just this is like an end area. Ada. It's supposed to reset up, we could just gate that. I don't want a lever door here, though. Ooh, welcome back, Top Rentals. Yeah, no problem. This. C7. There's that one. Okay. Okay. So this reads through some of your message to chat. Sorry if I've spent a little while. Making the game intuitively navigable without a nap stream will make it a lot harder to design for at the same time. I admire your courage. Thanks, Redcore. So you're saying yourself we'll have to make a map stream whether you like it or not. But yeah, fair enough, Redcore. And to that end, I really don't want to make a map unless I feel there's no other choice. And that again goes back to the Souls-like level design. But I feel like with the circular nature of everything, this is, and because the intent is with the Souls-like games, you're probably going to at least die in some places over and over again. You'll probably end up learning it at that point. And it becomes a skill to remember how to navigate these places. But yeah. Learn how to get up super early. Okay. Maybe Copper Nicholson. If you feel like you're gonna be waiting in a spot for a while and it has Wi-Fi, then yeah, absolutely bring your laptop and work on something in the interim while you're waiting for stuff to get done. I know when I take my car into the shop, I always like make sure I have something else to do. I'm not gonna wait there. Anyway, something I just thought about, chat, that I feel like could be kind of diabolical, but at the same time might make sense with the overarching level design, is if I got rid of this ledge here and made it so that the loop here with the lever door can be readily accessed, you have a situation where it's like, if you get to this point, you know you have to hard commit to finishing this section. And that if you mess up, you've got at least a decent amount of backtracking to do. No, you do a mix of both, Copper Nicholson. But the reason that would be helpful is if I got rid of this ledge, then suddenly this area could be, like, I could have the Cobra introduction here somewhere, and then I could shift into the other spot over here on the left. It would be a much better use of space. How Cobras even spawn in the world space? Just by in Multimedia Fusion 2, I would place down the active objects individually where I want them, and then they would automatically spawn at that set location. Copper Nicholson. Dose stories. Oh no, Tabernacle said no. No, I refuse. Okay. I want the player to be running around in circles for too long. The player just gets over here, starts running down this way. Okay. Alright, yep, no problem. Record, no problem. Except for you too. Fair. Okay, Tabernacle, okay. Grab the enemies now. Okay. Perfect. Seeing stuff in the distance. That's what we want. They all know that their humor's a little dated, but oh, well, to be fair, Copper Nicholson, so much stuff in the ghost story stuff is completely inappropriate. I feel like the Ghost Stories dub takes jabs at just about everyone. There. Mm-hmm. Sorry, they still have something set in in the Ghost Doves franchise that doesn't quite as inappropriate as that humor. If you're just interested in like having like a world that has like various ghosts running around. But that all depends on what your interests are, Copper Nicholson. Okay, we have this room now. That's good. Okay. I think we just need to... that. Get a lever. How many levers are here? There. Oop. Oh, it's just Google Sheets. It automatically does that, Copper Nicholson. See? Nothing super complicated here. Lever 7, lever door 7. Just like that. That connects to C7. C7 is... this one. Let's say like an odd question for chat, but you ever listen to music and then just get nostalgia to a time when you listen to like that song at an earlier time in your life, or perhaps not even the same song, but it's just a similar genre song, or like the song makes you feel emotions like you felt at a different point in your life? Because I find that happens to me a lot when I'm listening to some music I really enjoy. It makes me think of like childhood memories or like fond moments from the past. And so it's kind of like you're kind of living in two worlds at that point. One world where you're in the moment doing what you're doing there, and the other world where you're kind of thinking about, you know, I remember or that cool thing that happened, or just this nice moment in time. That's just something I was thinking about. Oh, cool. That's cool, Copper Nicholson. First, we need to do some adjustments to this level. Oh. Okay, now it's inverted. That's good. Oh, welcome back, Reptor. We're talking about how songs make us feel nostalgic. We put that there. I think. Boom. And there we go, another good use of space. Almost the entire section is used here. I think just what reminds me of RPGs, Copper Nicholson. Not necessarily good or bad, just more so that kind of like misty, hilly / mountainous area. You're going through a journey, trying to build something in the mists. I think they have The Hobbit. Or Lord of the Rings or things like that. Which I'm always for. That gets us to C7. C7 needs a lever door and a direct line to C8. C9's right there. I know, this is much more nicer music when you group got Wrinkleson, like you said, like a nice little dinner party in a tavern. Da, 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 da. Anyway. Yeah. So C8 is which one? Rattle and lower pathway with side alcoves and rattlesnakes acting as Oh, I know that one. So it was a pretty involved one. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, indeed, Redcore. I could see that, like a conclusion to a difficult quest. Agreed. Put this down here for the moment. It's not going to be right there, but I need to think about how I want to outline. Okay. Sorry about that, chat. Did questions in the chat showing up? Oh. I have made a mistake. 1 second, chat. You're right. I was surprised. I'm like, where's the... Well, that's annoying. I need to resolve that immediately. Boop. Well, that is... I'm sorry, chat. That must have been technical difficulties. It would seem I have put the chat below the display capture, and that led to things not showing properly. Yeah, that's been going on for almost 2 hours, so that's a do on my part. I'm sorry. That should fix the problem. Yeah, I sincerely apologize about that, chat. I was moving things around, didn't realize that wasn't there, and... Yep. So that means the past couple hours of stuff in front chat's not gonna be in the VOD, which is a shame, because I enjoy reading back through what y'all said, and learning where I can. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I'm making better use of the space. Hit the player have to commit to coming into this room. Also does make one think of traveling in a jungle. I could see that. Here's a happy track. That's because I'm working on level design, Stopper Rebels, and I find these tracks to be cerebral in a sense. Most of them are fairly upbeat, which allows me to, keeps me motivated, but also not so in your face that distracts me from designing a level. Oh, what's that, Copper Nicholson? What's your thought? What class would the Trolltail class play as? Well, okay, that's a good question. Fee would obviously be the scout, that goes without saying, she's super fast. I have to imagine Laura would probably be like the demo person. Engineers probably Milliam. Oh no. Fair enough, fair. Those first by Lantor. No, I really think, as I was saying, Milliam would be the engineer. I did definitely see Toa being an engineer as well, just because I've always imagined her as more like the supporting character, and well, Maybe she should be a medic in that case. I don't know. That's an interesting thing to think about. I don't know what her combat style is. Right. C5. Ah, that one. Okay. Oh, chess must not have said no. Work on the other side. I'm trying to think of like the challenge areas, how this is mapped out. Okay, so from the second checkpoint we have, well, no, second checkpoint is upstairs. No, it's upstairs. It's not a second checkpoint. Three, four. Okay. Upstairs 5. We have 1. Go to B1. 2. 3. Okay. Yep. In that case, we might want to remap this a bit. Actually connects to C7 itself. Careful, careful. Operate. Oh no. That'd be horrifying. Toe is just gonna be like, you're gonna need an ambulance crow after what you did to Reen. I get. That's made me wonder what Trails of Cold Steel 2 will be like, because yeah, they really ended on a cliffhanger with Trails of Cold Steel 1. There's a lot of different directions they could take that. Doesn't make me excited though. Very excited. Yeah, reorganize this and then we'll be in good shape to do what we will. But yeah. You'll come across a guardian named Lammy who will serve as her companion for the game and also has a map link to. Wait, so you're guessing that basically just Milliam's going to search for Reen? No. I mean, it would kind of make sense as Milliam can fly thanks to Lammy, but yeah. I feel like we're probably going to start playing as Reen and then try to, like I was thinking, get the team back together, so to speak, reunite with everyone, and then go after Crow. That would be my guess. I think those would be the main sections of the game. I mean, like, even if you look at like the music for Trails of Cold Steel 2, it always shows like a picture of Crow on one side and Reen on the other. So I feel like the conflict between them is going to be the main thing, focus of the game, in addition to what's happening with the story. No, Chopper Initial said no. That sounds. Supposed to be Trails of Cold Milliam or something like this. The game nobody wanted, but we got anyway. Okay. Just like that, we have a rough approximation of the level layout here. Anyway. Rolo Ren, oh no. I see what you did there, Copper Nicholson. Now I get the reference. Yep. Anyway. That flew over my head, I'll admit, Copper Nicholson. My apologies. It was a good meme while it lasted. Okay, with that's level we need to oh no, that'd be I don't know, Copper Nicholson, that'd be interesting. Oh, this for the radio message is today it tells how evil Carlos 84. Listen, this isn't that evil. I mean, is it really? It's a side area. Listen, Brecor, when I'm designing like the final dungeon of the game, that's when you can say I'm out evil in Carlos 42. But until then, fair enough. There are a ton of snacks, but to be fair, this is the starring dungeon, and the snacks are the easiest. I mean, these snacks are the easiest enemies in the game, so it's like, it makes sense. But there are a lot of snacks, so. Just remember. So many snacks, so little time. Which one was battle on separate platforms? Three hits for battle on this winding platform. So this one. this diabolical room. Yeah, I think this will probably be one of the more challenging rooms right here, just because there's very little margin for error, and there's a lot going on. Grab this. Okay. Yeah, I was putting snakes in every rub. Yep. That's a pretty good. That'd be pretty good for a red message.
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
Remember all the happy times we had?
Here.
We're very much alike.
But yeah, there'll be snakes in everyone. Dude, this makes me think you are Dr. Snakes now.
Remember all the happy times
Who is?
we had?
Who is the Dr. Snakes?
We're very much alike.
Alright, chat, well, here's the good news. It took a while, but the left side of the map, I think, is looking pretty darn good.
I'll tell you
Oh yeah, hold on. Let's hide the draft layer for a second. So chat, we're looking at the main map here. So the right side of the map definitely feels a lot more canal-y, which made sense for what I was thinking for this side of the map would be. But if you look at the left side, just look how clean this is. So compact, and yet so dense. So much going on, I love it. What's... Oh, what you thinking, Rector? If only there was a way to add the graphical layer automatically given a specific theme, then you just fill in the details. There might be, I honestly don't know, Director. Like, I feel like we could use the magic wand to, like, select something, so... Select, like... Just like that, and then, I don't know, maybe we could... Probably like a fill tool or something. Oh yeah, we can just select same tiles. So you notice I just select those, and I have to probably replace them with something. Yeah. So I do something like that, so that might speed it up just a little bit. But what does a rain brush do? Oh, I will have to learn how to make the best use of everything. But in the meantime, I think I really like what was done on the left side here. Definitely feels. Yep, exactly, Gregor. So this is just the mechanical layer. We're going to replace all this stuff with like artwork eventually. But it was important to lay this out first because it's the framework that everything's built upon. Now, we still have the middle section to do, and the middle section is that one where we kind of have to intertwine through everything and have it be like an out, potentially for the player. We also need to connect these two paths together to enable that to happen, and require 2 keys to go on that upper route. But all in all, I think this was... Here. This is normal size, there we go. All in all, I think this was very productive, especially considering we did have to remap just a little bit of the left side here to make this all work. But it worked out. It's also very definitely coming together, and that's what's important. Yeah. So my question, chat, is do you want to... Yeah, my question, chat, is do you want to start wrapping up a little bit early tonight? Because we're about 3 hours in. I could keep going, but I feel like with the middle section, that might be a bit more involved. And don't want to yet go super duper late. I also feel like we did quite a bit today with building this layer. What do we have for the lever doors, locked doors, upper paths? We do still need to connect back to item 4. And I think there's also that item to the bottom right. Okay. What I think, alright, then how about this? We'll do a bit of a compromise. I want to get to a point where all that's left to draw, we'll say all that's left to level design is this the sections that are like this are like upper paths. So those sections there, and the boss room, the boss arena. So we'll want it to a point where all that's left is the other stuff. So that would mean just figuring out this connection here and connecting back to item 4 and the item over here. That's what I think I would call it. So we'll go back into the depths of this dungeon. Start to think about how this all needs to connect together. Okay. First things first, definitely need some stairwell there. Supposed to be a lens of insight there, so this. This there. Oh, sweet. Yeah, which Drakor, how's that going? Oh, going most well. Awesome. So you were working on. I can't remember because it's been a little bit. Okay. Good. So with this, we don't want that door accessible unless the player goes through the the middle path. Which they need to go on both the left and right side of the dungeon to unlock that path. So that door, we'll just put a mental note to ourselves to make sure it's not easily accessible from either direction. So really, just let me figure out what to do with this item. I think you're gonna finish up the menu. Sounds good. Red Record sounds good. Make sure to write down your thoughts for figuring out the TET system, because that's, you know, it's important, and you don't want to lose any ideas you have. I think I'll take a short break in that case, so don't forget, guys. I will be right back. Ooh, you're gonna take some screenshots of the menu. Sounds good. Got Record, sounds good. Also, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Sounds good, Record. What's my advice for making homebrew stuff? Homebrew is in like homebrew Dungeons and Dragons things. You're supposed to make it like other stuff, but. So, all I was saying in that regard, Hopper Nicholson, is for balancing purposes. So in essence, if you look at multiple sub-races in D&D 5e, you'll probably notice a pattern in like the types of feats they have and just, I guess, how strong or weaker what contexts they're used in. And that's important to take into account. So that's what I meant when I said that, Copper Nicholson, is you need to take that stuff into account. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's very good to look at if you're trying to make a unique sub-race, like a homebrewed sub-race for D&D 5e, look at the other sub-races just to get an idea for what the balancing is for the different feats, and you can use that to, like, notice patterns of different types of feats and when creating a new sub-race. So for example, if a common theme among sub-races is they have like one particular feat that could be used offensively, and it might do only so much damage or has certain stipulations to it, then you can find something, you can create something in a similar vein that, you know, make sure to maintain that balance. Hey, Spudkid, thanks for dropping by. How you been? Going well here. It's going well. Hey, working on anything interesting, Spudkid? Right now, just to give you an idea, before this night started, this entire section on the left was not here, and now it is. I prefer to see things in balance. But each their own. But yeah, so just to have an idea, this was worked on the previous stream, this section was on this stream, and now we're trying to connect these two things together. Before we do that, I actually do need to map out this section here, because there is an item missing here, which I feel we definitely need to address. Defense Tabernacle. Ooh, you're watching the Cowboy Bebop. Have fun with that, Spot. I heard it's really good. Like, really, really good. I-5 is right next to those stairs. Okay. I'm not gonna do this. Alright. Judging by where it's located, it has very little room to work with. I think what we do is we have some kind of platform there that drops down here. So like stairs or something. So that way we can actually get over there. Yeah, but I think item 5 needs to be gotten through the Alright, Wrath is again, it's one of those things. To that end, though, it does cross a path, which means we need to use platforming to make that possible. The first things first, we gotta connect to some central hub-ish area. So, I want the hub area to be at floor 0. I think. Another lengthy hallway. And that'd be cool if like that spot there would be the hub area, just because that is the well itself, or like just beneath the well. So something like that, super duper long hallway. That's where we need to go. Same goes here, not there, not in the middle of the space. Be symmetrical if we can. Stairs. I think I'll put here. It depends on stuff, Copper Nicholson. There's pros and cons. Well, the cons, Copper Nicholson, might either be like maybe a feat with a drawback, or a feat that like maybe you're not getting a certain kind of feat that you would with another subrace. So it's like you're picking and choosing. What do the numbers mean? Great question, Sweatip. So, these numbers, I'll explain the terminology a bit. For the most part, a number represents an elevation. So a 0 would be like ground elevation, 1 would be, we'll say, 1 block up. Think of it like this. So 1 block is the distance the vertical distance that Dorothy to jump upward and move up. So if Dorothy's at elevation 0 and jumps, she can go to block 1. She can't go to block 2 if she starts at 0. But if she starts at block 1, she can go to 2. She can go to 3 though, and so on and so forth. So that's what numbers mean. The smaller numbers here that look like walls with little downward arrows, those are slopes. So slopes are walls. So a slope of 1 is a slope that has a max elevation at 1, or a height of 1. Meaning that if you are standing on 1 and you're hanging over the slope, you won't slide down it. But if you're over the slope at the similar lower elevation, you will slide down it. Or if you're too low, it actually won't let you go up in the first place. So if I were standing at 0 and I tried to jump up to slope 2, it would not even let me up there because that's just too high. But slope 1, I could kind of brush myself up against it if I'm jumping. And finally, the orange X's are impassable areas. So think of them like just like the interior of a wall that just goes to it sends to the ceiling, so like you cannot pass through that. So does that all make sense, Gregor? Not Gregor, does that all make sense, my tip? Also, stairs represent a change in elevation without requiring the player to jump. Anyway, answer your question, Sweat Tip? Awesome. Yep. And the reason I do it this way, Spot Tip, is it's a very easy way to map out an area without actually putting in any tile sets as to what it would look like aesthetically. So I can just focus on the actual raw design of a level or a dungeon section, and then worry about aesthetics later. I found it to be much more efficient than doing it the other way, which was trying to build things with aesthetics in mind first. Okay, so central area, we need to gate off these spots. I think for here, the easiest thing is just going to be having some kind of elevation. So you can get up to 3 here. I think we'll do. Air cells of 3. Or actually, 2 would probably be sufficient. It just doesn't have to be super duper high. It just needs to be enough to stop the player from escaping. Anyway, that makes sense. This is some royalty-free music, Copper Nicholson. That's why these tracks are being used. All right. That. A simple gating mechanism for that thing right there. It just being that height barrier. Alrighty. No, Copper Nicholson. That's how we get item 5. Well, and item 5 is also a healing charge. Need keys, lever doors, and lock doors. I'm good. What was your least favorite aspects of a first person? Okay, so I would say improper weapon balance, or just gameplay balance, because that is something that really gets on my nerves in FPSs. Like anything else, like map design or like cosmetics, I can usually live with to an extent. But if like there's just very poor gun balance or weapon balance in FPS, that just messes it up for me completely. But on the flip side, if gun balance is excellent, then I tend to really enjoy an FPS. Why games like I enjoy, if I'm going to use some of the Call of Duties as an example, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 each have really good weapon balance. Very many different things are viable. So what I mean by that, Copper Nicholson, is if there's just like only a handful of weapons that are truly quote unquote viable, or like clearly stand above the rest, then to me that's boring. Because it's effectively saying like, doesn't matter how many options you have in the game if only like 3 or 4 are competitive and the rest are effectively just novelties. I like it more when when the balance is to an extent where there's a legitimate reason to use almost anything provided in the game, and that there's different trade-offs. Like, sure, there will always be those options that will just be more popular because they're easier to use, but I prefer it when there's great, like, massive variety in what's viable. That's why I'm saying, like, that can be both my favorite part and least favorite part of an FPS. The other part would be microtransactions, simply because there's a lot of FPS games out there that have predatory microtransactions where they lock like different weapons or maps or other things like that, like actual tangible content that changes your game behind a paywall or a slot machine, and that's no fun. I guess the other thing that can annoy me about FPS is FPSs tend to have very little narrative structure to them, especially their multiplayers. They're just kind of there, you're plopped into a match and you go. It works for the genre, but I do find it more interesting if like the maps themselves or the characters can at least tell some kind of a story, but that's usually a rarity in FPS games to do that well. Fair enough, Rockcore. That's the way I like to think about Crackcore, is it's fun should come first. So I enjoy more realistic military FPSs, if they maintain that fun factor. And I use realistic in air quotes because the FPSs I tend to be a smidge more arcadey, though not to the extent of like Doom or Quake. I think that goes a bit too far in the arcade direction, but more so like your Battlefield 3s, your Black Ops 2s, your things like that. Yeah. Oh, when I played Team Fortress 2, things I remember using were like the Wrangler with the Engineer. That was a lot of fun. The Cow Mangler with the Soldier. That was a nice one. Really enjoyed the Backburner on the Pyro, and there was a knife that the spy could use. I think it was called like the Eternal Reward or something like that. And the catch with it was that you couldn't use your disguise kit. But conversely, is once you have that first backstab, it just instantly disguises you as the person you backstabbed and camouflages their body, which is it's kind of that risk reward where it's like it's hard to get a streak going, but once you get a streak going, it's really easy to maintain it. So really, the Cloaked and Dagger is a lot of fun because you can just wait in an area invisible forever as long as you just stay still. And that can be great for like recon purposes or just trying to very carefully, slowly make your way through a map, through a very high traffic area. So that's kind of the stuff I used when I played Team Fortress 2. So you have those keys just out of reach, and they're on the path to the central hub. At the central hub, you'll need the 2 gates. Where are they? Where are they? Okay. Alright, you might ask why would I use the Cow Mangler? A couple reasons, Copper Nicholson. First, I think they buffed it at some point. Second, it has infinite ammo, which is actually extremely helpful because with the Soldier, you're constantly spamming projectiles. And if you're in a tight spot where you can't get to an ammo crate quickly, or there's not an engineer to revive you up, you could easily run out of ammo. So with the Cow Mangler, you never have to worry about that. You have infinite ammo. And also, the other thing with the Cow Mangler is, while its individual shots are weaker than your standard rocket launcher, you can always charge it up to guarantee a crit. And that could be a really excellent strategy to just completely annihilate, like, an engineer's sentry or equipment. Or if you, like, you know there's like a massive group of people around the corner or somewhere, you can start to pre-charge as you're walking around the corner, and that can be fun. Yep. The thing about the Backburner, Coppermental says, is I think that the damage it does, the massive amount of damage it does more than makes up for the ammo consumption debuff. Because that thing will just clear rooms faster than almost any other thing in a very easy way. Like, there's plenty of stuff in TF2 that can clear rooms, but nothing can do it quite so easily as a Backburner can. Up close, at least. The only thing that I think can clear a room faster than the Backburner is a Wrangler sentry gun, but a Wrangler sentry gun requires setup, whereas a Backburner flamethrower, you gotta get close, but once you're close, they're dead. Like, they're done. Like, that's it. Anyway. Yeah, but Copper Nicholson, I think the difference is, I think the Cow Mangler has its viability, whereas the Thompson rifle, I think got nerfed into the ground, if I'm remembering correctly. There we go. Well, I think with the charge shots, that helps makes it more viable. But I know there's stuff that definitely hits harder for the soldier and has more reliability as long as you're not don't worrying about the ammo consumption. Like I said before, for me, ammo was always a big deal with the soldier. Goes back to preferences. So with the engineer, I actually really liked the there's that one shotgun that uses your repair stuff as your ammunition pool, and that can actually be very useful because fully about that. That can be very useful because as long as you're hitting an enemy, you're recovering more than you're losing. So you could constantly just keep spamming that thing, and it would work. It would do good stuff for you. Okay. I think that'll do. So my thought with the central section chat is that, again, forces the player to have to do both they have to do both sides of the dungeon if they want to access this middle route. And I like the idea that the middle route is you enter here. This was the spot that you were standing on at the start of the dungeon, or it's beneath that spot, and then now it's the time to rise. So probably have something like this. Start out. And yeah, I think that'll do as a start for this area. One thing we'll have to think about next stream is just what challenges we want to throw at the player as one potential exit. Yeah, all in all, I think this was a very productive stream. Yeah, I mean, look at that. This is just the underside of, we'll say, the lower layer of the dungeon, and alright, we have a connection now. Really coming along. So, I think I'll start to wrap things up. Stream good? Yes, thanks Redcore. I think this will be a good spot to start wrapping things up. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching here on Twitch, feel free to stick around for that raid. If you're watching on YouTube and you like what you saw, please consider subscribing on YouTube. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. You can always change your mind later, and it's a great way to show support. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you have an awesome night.